Welcome to Watersports, another video. This time I'm going over all the gloves that Ion produce, which I think is a really good range and covers a lot of the different sports. They're not just generic gloves, they are all quite different. So just before I start, there is a summer glove called the Amara, which comes in a half finger and a full finger, which is just a summer glove just to protect you from wear and tear. Mainly windsurfing, but obviously you can use that for wakeboarding. You could use it for anything. Quite good in hot countries, because when you're in a hot country, your skin gets quite soft because of the heat and the moisture. Well, not the moisture, but the warmth. Your skin can get a bit more supple. So it's quite good to take them away if you're going on a summer trip, like to a hotter climate. It'll stop you getting blisters on your hands and just, stop the wear and tear on your hands. So they're quite good. They sell quite well. But yeah, these are mainly going over the winter, because we're just coming into the winter in the UK. Thought I'd go over the winter gloves because these are starting to sell quite a bit. The new one in the range is the hybrid. The idea is it's a thinner material than like a neoprene glove, like a wetsuit glove. So you get more dexterity from your fingers, but we'll just take the edge off. So they're sort of like water repellent. They will obviously absorb water a little bit, but they're nice and soft and you get a lot more dexterity, but we'll just take the edge off, kind of like the first layer of protection. But then you've also got like a removable mitten attachment. So when your fingers are closer together and you have more protection on top, so the neoprene cover goes over the top, you're going to keep your hands warmer. So maybe you're on the boom, you've done all the bits you need to do, you've rigged up your sail or whatever, you're going along, you can flip these on and get them on, but then maybe you need to do a downhaul or you need to change your boom or something like that. You can peel that off and use your fingers a bit better. So yeah, that's the hybrid. They are in thickness, they are 1 mil on the main glove and then the 2.5 cover over the top. Next is the open palm mitten. These are really popular in windsurfing. The main reason is by not having the material there, you reduce the tension that goes over the top of your arm and stops you getting the forearm pump that you get when you're windsurfing, which maybe doesn't happen so much with winging or kiting, because you don't have so much like bar pressure or so much hand pressure. But yeah, these are mainly for windsurfing, but these are also quite good for winging. We are selling quite a lot of these to wings. The great thing about them is you can just peel them back when you want to use your fingers, and then again when you're on the water and you're getting cold, you can then flick them and put them back in and peel them back when you need to do something and put them back in. That's those. The new the Arctic mitten is basically the next level up of these. So again, if your fingers are closer together, they will warm each other up. If your hands are separated, your fingers will be colder. So the idea of these are literally like if you're windsurfing in the northern part of Europe, or maybe here in February and it's snowing, talking sub 5 degrees. These are the sort of things that are going to keep your hands the warmest. There is also the Lobster gloves. I'll get to those in a minute. But yeah, these are kind of like these with the inside filled up, but they are still stretchy enough over the top, and they're pre-shaped. You see they're pre-shaped, so it still reduces that cramp in the forearms. But basically, if once your hands are in the water, the water is going to go straight onto your fingers, and your hands they do get cold, but they do protect you from the wind chill. This will keep them insulated and fully encased. So yeah, these are good for windsurfing, probably good for winging, probably good for most things. But yeah, these ones are normal these are neo gloves, so they come in a 2-1. So it'd be the 1 in the thinner areas where you need more flexibility, and 2 in the thicker areas for warmth. And then there's a 4-2, which is basically just the next level up. I think these are really good for surfing. Not so good for windsurfing because I get forearm pump if I wear these. But yeah, really good for surfing or where your hands are submerged under the water for long periods of time. They will be fine for kite surfing as well, but there is a better glove for kite surfing. Yeah, I think these are mainly good for surfing where you need to use your fingers. You want to grab the side of your board, your hands are submerged underwater. So you've got maybe autumn, if it's not a very cold winter, you've got the 2 mil, and then if it's the depths of winter and you're somewhere with a full balaclava and thick boots, then you've got the thicker one. And then yeah, you've got the claw gloves. They are 3-2. They're fully wind protection, but the main thing about the claw gloves and the name basically is they are fully pre-shaped. So these are really good for depths of winter paddleboarding, basically anywhere where you need to grip like that. Again, I would say windsurfing, not the best, because you still do get forearm pump from something like this, but very good for kite surfing and winging, where you've got light bar pressure, and paddleboarding. And I guess you could use them surfing, but again, I feel like you need a little bit more flexibility with surfing. These are for more when your hand is kind of in that permanent position, and because they're 4 mil, they are very, very warm. And then lastly is the Lobster mittens. So again, like I was saying, if your fingers are together, you'll get more warmth from the other fingers. So the idea is you've got dexterity, but then you've got the warmth from the other ones. They are also very thick. These are 4-3, so again, these are like basically the top level in terms of keeping your hands the warmest. Yeah, got a bit of grip on the inside. The other thing I want to say, compared to some other brands of gloves, the reason these are more expensive is they have the wind protection in certain places. A lot of them are taped, taped and glued, but also it's the linings. So this stuff you'll probably recognise from the Ion wetsuits. I can't remember which one it's called. It's the hot. I don't think it's the hot stuff. I think it's the plush. What's the matter?
Can't zoom in. Okay.
Plush 2.0. I'm pretty sure it's called the Plush 2.0. Basically, it's the quick drying thermal lining. It's the one with the stripes. So when you hang them up to dry, they drain and they'll dry nice and quickly. But I find it's one of the warmest linings that Ion do. But yeah, that runs right the way through the glove. And you can see there's also a collar to stop the water from getting inside the collar and then going into your hands. So like, I really think they've thought about a lot of it. But yeah, that runs throughout the gloves. This has that's the hot plush. Hot plush, is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure it's called the hot plush. So they've all got some kind of form of lining. Even the mitten's got lining, and this one has like a furry lining, so it's nice and soft. Also, what I like using these for is cycling on my mountain bike, because I can use my fingers, but also then if I'm getting cold and I'm riding for a long time, I can chuck them over the top. And I also think, you're saying swimming?
Yeah, the other ones, but yeah.
Swimming. But yeah, also skiing, snowboarding, I think these will work really well. But to be honest, a lot of these actually, I've used these in snowball fights in the winter. You can't really keep your hands warmer than like being insulated, and if they get wet, it doesn't really matter. So a few other little bits. But yeah, that's the Ion range.